Having bad luck with videos recently. Start over. Take two. Alright. Gaming, motivations, China-focused games, contemporary, near future. And this is Dragon vs. Bear, Hyper War in the 2020s. Just finished initial setup here. So this is China versus Russia in the 21st century. As I was saying before the last video was lost, this uses Joseph Miranda's Hyper War idea. I got problems with that term, but not an issue. Not even an issue worth discussing. I know what it's meant to represent, and yeah, I go with it. So I'm coming to here. This is also Joseph Miranda. I mean, also as in I just came from Millennium Wars Korea. Great success with that game. Hands down. So yeah, and that was Miranda. So now I'm coming right here to Dragon vs. Bear. This is a Modern War magazine game. Physically it looks great. I have to say I'm not a fan of these, the designer, the, what do you call it, the graphic artist? Graphic artist put the national flags behind the NATO symbols as background to the NATO symbols. Not really a fan of that, but you know, again, that's minor point. Otherwise it's a nice looking game. Okay, so what did I talk about before? Oh well, I'll go on to my motivation. So I am probably more focused than I've ever been in this, in my dabbling in this pastime, this hobby of wargaming, Hex Encounter, tabletop wargaming. I dabble here and there in my small amount of free time. It's nice. I mean, it is nice. I'm a career Army officer, so I've always wanted what little free time I have to be related to what I do. So this pastime definitely supplies that. So China, yeah, I've been more focused than I've probably ever been on all war games related to China for contemporary and near future conflicts. And just to preview, I just got Red Dragon Green Crescent. Just got it, only able to scan it over, give it a quick scan. Yeah, I imagine that's coming. I also got recently what's the New World Order Battles, also Modern War magazine game. So that's New World Order Battles. The two, I'm trying to do this by memory. The two battles, is one is set in Ukraine, one is set Mongolia, I think. Chinese versus Russians. And actually, I got another one recently. The Dragon and the Sun, or something like that. A Chinese invasion of Japan. And that game also looks very interesting. But, having said that, I'm really looking for a straight-on, near-future U.S. with allies and partners versus China. And so what I was thinking was, okay, so a game, okay, ideally I'd like something that covers probably Guam to eastern India, Korean Peninsula all the way down to Australia, New Zealand, and so, like I said before in the earlier video, Red Dragon Green Crescent might fit the bill. I don't know. What do I know about that game? I got it. It looks interesting. Actually, I got it because I'm looking for this area. War games related to China. I guess that game is a remake of an earlier version, which actually now I'm thinking, okay, now I'm gonna see if I can track down and get my own copy of the earlier game that Red Dragon Green Crescent, I guess, is a remake and expansion on. So I'll be looking at that. But I'm continuing my search for all these war games, again, contemporary or near future, involving China. So what I was thinking was, again, ideally, or I guess another ideal idea would be the Millennium Wars design in a large format. So maybe that would be maybe Taiwan all the way down to South China Sea. I think for Millennium Wars that would still have to be, that would be a large layout of the game, but keep the system. I really enjoyed it. So I had an experience, kind of interesting. The days blur together, but I think it was earlier this last week. I was working in the Pentagon, so I'm working in a secure office area, which is not unusual at all, since the Pentagon is full of secure office areas at various levels of security. But I'm in there, and I am working as so often happens in the Pentagon, working like crazy, plowing through mountains of documents, digital documents. So I'm plowing through, reviewing, analyzing, putting together, essentially briefing products. I am not Intel. I am very specific to, I am purposely not trying to reveal a lot of details, but I do not want anybody to think I'm Intel. I am not Intel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I have to deal with a lot of Intel products, but I'm not Intel. But I'm going as fast as humanly can. Again, reading, reviewing, analyzing, synthesizing, distilling, and writing all at the same time. Quite a head rush, actually, but it was all about China. And I remember looking at these documents, right, and going through, and of course it's highly classified, but when I was looking at this, one image came up, and it was like, wow. This is like one tiny step away from a war game. Map, lines, sites, unit icons, the whole gamut was there, and it was all together, and it was like, wow, this is like one step away from a war game. So that was another motivating situation where I want to see if I can just barely scratch the surface of that quote-unquote real world stuff in game format here. So we'll see. We will see. So again, that's the focus. So since this is Russia versus China, this is another step or another waypoint in my journey here. So I started out in the Millennium Wars. Korea was great. Again, China's tangential there. Here we're straight on China, but it's Russia. Again, I'll get to those other games I mentioned. But really, again, I'm really looking for some gaming that pits near future, U.S. straight on against China. So I will continue to look for games in that area. I'm really not finding a lot, but I'll continue looking. Hopefully I've missed something. And so that's what's going on right now. That's what's behind these games for me.